Hello, and welcome back to the Exodus. Let's get going!
We left Volga behind. The endless expanses of Russia stretched before us now. The bridge dwellers had finally decided to believe that we were not demons, and let us pass. Anna was right.
Now, we finished previous episode studying our diary. We have two new crew members, well, two new entries, technically three new members, Katya and Nastya. I can't really imagine what Katya and Nastya had been through and how they managed to keep their sanity, much less remain as optimistic as they are. A little girl and a tender woman proved to be tougher than fate, taking all the blows it could throw at them squarely. And those blows were many and mighty. They had arrived at Volga with a group of migrants who were out on a quest for a better life. That quest ended with them finding a new faith, and their death along with it. Of course, Silantius didn't kill anyone himself, he didn't even order anyone killed. Still, his holy ritual, where an initiate must dispose of an electric anomaly to be accepted into the fold, how is it different from a murder in cold blood? It's no wonder that the colonel let Stepan and Anna coax him into letting Katya and Nastya aboard the Aurora. Even though there must be numerous dangers waiting for us, still I would argue that these ladies are tougher than some battle-hardened troopers. Besides, Katya is a trained nurse, and we will most probably need all the medical expertise we can get. An avid storyteller, a talented mechanic, and a natural-born adventurer who'd traveled all across the vast expanses of this threatening world of the surface. So alien to us, who'd been through hundreds of scuffles and struck thousands of deals, quite a few of which could well be of the less scrupulous sort. I don't know if Krest will be joining with us for long, but I'm not surprised he had such an easy time fitting in. Right from the start, he gave us the hand with fixing the Aurora, gave us the railcar he'd been using in his adventures, and then went with us on a mission to capture the tugboat, giving Duke and me the cover we needed to infiltrate the bridge. It's no wonder that even our usually cautious colonel had no second thoughts about welcoming Krest into the crew. New World. Bandits and Fanatics. With no state and its laws, with no pockets of civilization which the new civic society could crystallize around, with no hope of ever going back to normal life, should one be surprised with the race of anarchy and its consequences? Bandits constructing their rudimentary societies around the basest aspects of the human nature. Even in the tunnels of Moscow metro, where every meter has been divided between the quasi-states, attempting to uphold some semblance of order on their turf, the gangs flourish. What could one expect from the world of surfers, where there is simply nobody and nothing to stand up to them? On the banks of Volga there seem to be a great many of bandit gangs. They have somehow agreed on the division of spheres of influence and are more or less happily coexisting, robbing the few remaining or newly founded in the less polluted regions peaceful survivor settlements and selling their denizens as slaves on the markets of the south. The worship of a giant mutant catfish, intense hatred towards the technology and outsiders, coupled with intense suppression of all individuality and independent thought within the community, what else could one reasonably expect from a mix of primitive mysticism with classic religion, seeped with good old founders' cult of personality? I must give the Fanatics their dues, though. By banding together, they managed to survive in this wild world, settling a breach and turning it into a veritable fortress, which we had no choice but to take seriously. Their best fighters, the lightning fighters, can fight back against the electric anomalies and even gangs of bandits, compensating for their lack in training by strong motivation rooted in their fanaticism. Humanimals. Like the other mutants created by radioactive fallout, these nightmarish creatures feel right at home in the inhospitable post-war world. Despite clearly being descended from humans, these creatures are not really that smart, resembling apes in their behavior. They live in packs, don't use any tools, and defend themselves mostly by throwing stones from a distance. One such mutant is not much of a threat, but a fight against a pack of these is hard to survive. Our first encounter with these creatures happened on the banks of Volga. In the open, they seemed harmless and even pathetic, their ugly appearance accentuated by the sluggishness of their movements. Yet inside the abandoned loading terminal building, they proved to be more than just troublesome to me. It became apparent that besides throwing stones, they were also capable of ambushing their prey by hiding in shallow water. Generally, a giant mutant catfish terrorizing the fishermen would seem to be a dubious object of worship at best, but Silantius still managed to indoctrinate the locals he'd before brainwashed into believing the monster was sent to the Earth with a divine mission. Shrimp female. A mysterious aquatic life form, seemingly crustacean, of course. You can't be sure these days. As far as I know, nobody ever thought of properly researching them and finding their proper place in classification. What we know is that they have strong carapaces, are aggressive predators, and as such, inherently dangerous. The females of the species tend to attack in packs, spitting corrosive mucus from the distance, or when they think they can easily finish their prey, going in for a kill with their disgusting leech-like mouths. A mysterious aquatic life. The males of the species tend to live solitary lives and are extremely territorial. Once they see anything they deem a threat, they immediately attack using their massive forelimbs as clubs and shields at once. While lurkers are far from being the strongest or meanest mutants around, either in the metro or on the surface, they are still a danger to be considered, especially for a lonely wanderer. They are a colonial burrowing species. As such, they protect themselves from the larger predators by constructing lots of interconnected burrows in close proximity to each other and hiding in them if sufficiently threatened, while keeping the surroundings under constant observation in search for danger or potential prey. When in a lurker-infested area, you can never guess which burrow a bloodthirsty creature might appear from, though you can bet it will most often be the one you are not looking at. Charger? You have something new about the Charger? I'm not sure if I read this one, so I will ignore it. I will just... Where I see the question, the exclamation mark, I will read that one. My tried and true manual crank charger made from a scooter alternator, a stabilizer, a transformer, a battery and metal shears. How often did I have to listen to it whir, waiting for the flashlight to come back to life? Frankly speaking, I'd love to cut down on the times I have to keep squeezing it, but 20 years after the judgment, the decent rechargeable batteries are kinda hard to come by. So, we all have to use the restored and the re-restored ones, and these hold charge just a little better than the bottomless bucket holds water. Besides, this little charger can, in times of emergency, power things much larger than a flashlight or a night sight, since it can generate some decent power. It usually takes quite a lot of cranking to do that, though. This isn't just an old military issue map case that holds maps, pencils and notes on the mission parameters anymore. The efforts of Tokarev, Sparta's tech guru, have brought it up to the Order's standards and turned it into a marvel of technology. While remaining surprisingly light, it now includes a map with an automatic course plotter showing my current location, a radio for communicating with the HQ, a compass and a notepad which I am planning to use to record my profound thoughts. Interesting observations and other things noteworthy perhaps. Perhaps one day I might turn it all into a memoir. My biggest problem with the font, it's difficult to see the dots and commas, distinguish between them and make the proper pauses while I read. So I mess up the sentences pretty wildly, I must say. Tokarev has entrusted field testing his newest invention, a combination backpack/portable workshop that not only allows to easily carry a considerable load and clean and service weapons, that's bullshit, I cannot clean my weapons, but also lets it user to make filters, medkits and other pieces of equipment useful in the field to me. Surely I'm honored with his trust, but something tells me Tokarev has an ulterior motive here. This could be his ploy for stocking up on useful materials without even leaving the confines of his workshop. If that wasn't the case, why would he spend time telling me where to find usable metal parts and chemicals? He even proposed I check out the mutant layers, though I must say, the idea seems to be quite good. The binoculars Krest gave to me turned out to be an invaluable gift. Back in Moscow, even on the surface, there was no real need for a pair, but here they do help me out a lot. Of course, you could take a good look at something from a considerable distance using an optical sight, but a wider field of view, great magnification, and above all, binocular picture allows to get a good grasp of relative positions of points of interest and distances between them, making the binoculars a must when marking such points on a map. I think we had the bracer, the lighter E as well, Spartan suit I think as well, night vision goggles not so much. Even before the war, the night vision goggles were a valued commodity in the military forces, even moderately concerned with either carrying out stealthily operations or effectively foiling those. With relative fragility of such devices and perpetual darkness of the tunnels, their value and importance in the matter grew exponentially. Obtaining a working specimen is a rare luck, and even the Order could never manage to procure enough to make night vision goggles a piece of standard issue equipment for all of its fighters, providing them only for specific operations. Still, all the helmets issued by the Order have the necessary mounting points, and our standard power packs, usually reserved to fitting our flashlights, have additional sockets which all the Spartans can use to plug such goggles into should they obtain one. Frankly speaking, I didn't recognize that Tikhar was a weapon when I saw it for the first time, and it took me some time to believe that it really could function. Even so, this remarkably ugly masterpiece of the armory station's designers, they'd been driven into making by the eternal shortage of ammo, has proven to be indispensable for the Order's operatives. Not only does Tikhar shoot the ubiquitous bearing balls, it is also practically noiseless, packs a wallop, and is quite accurate, over short distances naturally. All in all, it is an ideal special operations weapon for the conditions of Metro. Of course, you have to mind not just the ammo in the magazine, but also the air reservoir pressure. Though Tokarev has at least improved the valve, so the air does not escape unless you actually shoot the weapon. What firearm could be simpler than a shotgun? Perhaps some extremely primitive zip gun, but those aren't known for their efficiency. A buckshot salvo, though, will make even the toughest and meanest mutants at least think about their next actions carefully. Besides, shotgun ammo is easier to handload than any other kind, so the popularity of this class of weapons is nothing surprising. Their variety, though, never ceased to amaze me. Even after I learned that functional shotguns could be made from lengths of water pipes, like most of Ashot variants are. Still, anything from 1 to 4 barrels, not counting different chokes, stocks, recoil compensators, and sights. Even within the Order, the only standard as far as the shotguns are concerned is their caliber. I can't wrap my mind around how Tokarev manages to know them all inside out. What if you require something with a better cyclic rate of fire than a revolver, but consider an assault rifle to be an overkill? The submachine guns are there for you. That is, of course, if besides the requirements in fantasy, you have quality machines and materials. If all you have is fantasy and skillful hands, you end up with an embodiment of the beggars can't be choosers principles. You happen to have a length of thin pipe, a dented bucket, a rusty anvil and pliers. Perfect! In a couple of days, you may well be spraying the mutants with lead like so much water from a garden hose, with about the same range and accuracy. And not for long, as your creation, spitting unscrewed nuts left and right, will overheat from its insane rate of fire and jam within seconds. Like the Bastard gun, even popular amongst the denizens of the metro. Despite all the afflictions plaguing the gunsmith's nightmare, Tokarev managed to turn it into a decent weapon with enough power and accuracy to take its rightful place in our arsenal. Its only remaining drawback that even Tokarev's magic was unable to fix is its propensity to jam when it overheats. Still, the number of bullets the bastard, as we naturally came to be calling it, manages to spit out before it stutters usually ends up being enough for any opponent. An improvised noise decoy attracts attention. Okay, knives, okay, explosives and Molotov cocktail. Well, not much about that, right? So, I believe that was it for the diary. Let's see.
Uncle Artyom, Uncle Tokarev has already set his shop up. Wanna go look? It's so cool.
Dear Daddy, I write this so you know where to look for Mommy and me when you come back. Because Mommy and I wanted to stay, but Silantius, is he not? Okay, it's child sweater. And Silantius says we must go to the town and leave this car, and I don't want to. I wanted to wait for you in the car, but Mommy said I can't. And Silantius said you won't come back because you failed the test of faith. He is a stupid liar because you never needed any test as their faith is dumb. I remember you said so. Mommy said nothing, but I know she's waiting for you too. So please come back soon and take us away from these fools.
Here, Uncle Artyom.
Ah, hi, Artyom. See my new place? Fit for a king, I must say. What do you think of this workbench, eh? Everything is within reach, yet there's so much space left. Most of the stuff you and the guys found outside and gave to me went into making this workshop happen. So thank you. We'll have to keep pitching in like this too. Looks like we're facing a long journey, and useful things like ammo or equipment don't grow on trees. Plus, the further from Moscow we get, the harder they'll probably be to get. So don't forget to collect all the materials you find to keep us going. There's so many things to do. I haven't decided where I'm going to work on the suits, but I'll have to, and soon. But it's high time we fixed our uniforms. Some of our people are starting to look pretty ragged, you know. Duke's plate carrier won't hold the back plate anymore, and he jokes that he's lucky it's not the front one, or else his toes would be in danger. Regardless, I am turning this little gang back into a real army. Well, that's it. I bragged enough and won't waste any more of your time. The Colonel summoned you. Well, I have stuff to do too. You guys are fast to break gear, but none too expedient to fix it.
Uncle Tokarev, Uncle Tokarev.
What would you like to ask, Nastya?
Uncle Tokarev, do you have a sewing machine?
No, I don't.
But how are you going to fix the suits then?
Well, like everyone else, I take a thread and a needle, and I use a sail stitch.
Wow, cool. Can you teach me?
I sure can, but later. I've got work to do.
Will you let me fix Sam's rifle strap?
Well, sure thing. Oh, but under supervision. Sam is so strict, you know.
Hurrah! And Uncle Sam isn't strict at all. He's kind.
All right, look here. I'll show you once. Now we do this.
Got that.
Don't rush it here.
Yes.
Yes, yes. And now, this way.
Got that.
You have got to be careful here. See?
I see.
A smoke break. That's good. Oh, this is one mean smoke. Damn, this is rough. Well, nothing we couldn't take.
I like the irony of smoking by the sign of non-smoking.
Well, you are the right kind of guys. I mean, you, the Colonel, Duke, that guy did a swell job on that bridge. And now he's bragging about it like a child. He is a child, really. No, a child. But he's good. So, yeah, what did I want to say? Yes. Thank you. You people accepted me, and I'm a simple guy. I will pay that debt back, okay? So, how do you like it out here after your tunnels? Freedom, huh? Sure thing. So much space. It feels too empty to me, though. Just reeds and ruins and those damn mutants. Hate them. Phew. Though you guys are gonna see the government, so, bratucha, don't be mad, but just tell me, what the hell do you even need them for? Well, of course, it might be interesting to take a look, but throughout all of my rambling, I only met two kinds of ex-government people. Dead ones and gang leaders. And let me tell you, the latter are much worse than your typical bandit. They just have to make a speech before doing something awful. So what I mean, I didn't really care about the government even before the war, much less now, when everything's long since gone to shit. So what for, really? I'm a simple man, Artyomich. I told I'm with you, that means I'm with you for the long haul. But I'd much rather find a nice place to live at than go see the government. Of course, they could give us luxury bunkers or something. Well, Artyom, you seem cold. Go get warmed up a bit, I'll smoke some more. Have stuff to think about. Or just stay. We have enough space now.
Artyom, come on in, have a seat. Stepan's putting on a live performance here.
So, Artyom, are you up for a jam? Come on, pick the guitar up. Well, the maestro is about to impress you.
I hope it's not copyrighted. Yeah, that was enough. You're not speaking.
Thank you, Stepan.
I'm sorry to ask, Katya, but Nastya's father, he's dead, isn't he? Does Nastya know?
He is. I tried keeping it a secret. Told her he left for the market. Around 3 days passed, and I still kept it in. I just sat there with a needle in my hand and didn't see anything. It was all black before my eyes. And then she snuggles up to me and says, "You should cry, Ma. You will feel better." Seni used to say it. So I cried and cried. She knows. She knows it all.
I'm sorry, Katya. I'm so sorry.
Let me tell you how we ended up at the bridge.
Oh, yes,
We
please.
used to live in northeast from here. Quite close if you go in a straight line. But it took us a month. Everything's bombed to rubble out there. Yermak asked me and I told him. Sini used to say there were lots of military factories out there. Not just military, of course. General industry. And now you can't pass through there even with filters. The radiation is so high. No railway either, just crater upon crater. We were quite far, but our counter still went crazy. One route appeared intact. There was nothing to bomb. So we used that one, thinking we'd get further to the west, but of course they did not let us cross the bridge with the diesel. They said it was satanic. They were ready to let us stay if we gave them the diesel to cleanse it. So we stayed. And then we couldn't leave, even if we wanted. That old goat, Father Silentius, brainwashed everyone, so they would just pray and bow nonstop. They broke our diesel down with their bare hands and threw it into the river. Purification. And on top of it, they gave us trouble for not helping them. Ksenia went to check what was going on, and there were only locals there, because Silentius at the Skatina had sent our people away to test them. He said that if they wanted to be truly accepted, they had to defeat a demon. Ksenia went to stop them. But it was too late. He only found burnt rags. And then they sent him to do the same. He never came back.
Katya, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Well, you really didn't. What's done is done. It kind of got so glum in here. Perhaps you, Stepan, could play us something.
Sure thing.
Now stop it already! Well, what did you expect? So, what's up with your plate carrier? Tokarev was mad. It's a long story.
Artyom, the colonel's waiting for you on the bridge.
Come on, out with it! Well, there I am, sitting on a beam, looking at Artyom milling about below.
Oh, you are so full of it. Artyom did most of the work.
That he did, yeah, he did. But you don't have to interrupt my lies. You asked me about the Vest yourselves. Alright, go on. So I see Artyom get to the door, and I think it's time I came down. So I do. But something just holds on to me.
Stepan, you play so
What
well.
does? How should I know? It's dark, nobody around. But I can't move. And those locals kept going on about Tsar something. So I thought I was in a kind of a bind. So I just unfastened the safety and leapt down. There was that shed down there. The roof was kind of close.
And what about the Tsar?
Oh, blue, the Tsar was huge, scary as shit. And there was this rusty bolt, and my carrier got snagged on it. Well, you, Duke, are lucky you already have a nickname.
That's hilarious. And what was next?
Oh, next. Next we jumped that old preacher of theirs. Well, Artyom did most of it. He swooped in like a hawk. Yeah, he's good. While I was clamoring about those beams and fighting that side. Oh, I'm killing myself. Well, he basically solved the whole problem.
True that. Good job, Artyom.
Yeah, you both did well. Krest also.
Sure, he did a swell job distracting those guards. I almost wet my pants with laughter when they started hauling that timber. He's an artist.
Yeah, he's a great guy. You all came out on top of the game.
And that calls for what?
A drink.
You nailed it. You truly are one of us now, Sam. Will you be joining us?
Nah, not now. I'll have some at dinner. Well, you'll have to catch up then.
Sure thing. Anyways, we will just have a little as a warm-up now. Great!
That's some good stuff.
Hey guys, there's something I've been thinking about. What does everyone expect of this trip?
Personally, I want to come back and tell Sveta of my adventures, so that she'd look at me with her huge gray eyes without blinking and keep saying, "You're such a hero, darling."
So you're expecting heroics and scars. That works.
And why did you come?
Well, my heart is aching for true romance. But in the metro, all women want a solid relationship, a reliable husband, a real provider. Enough of that smug smile. It's unbearable. Not that I've had much better luck here so far. As soon as Katya came aboard, Stepan started cooing around her like a peacock.
You should be happy. Katya is a tough girl. You'd be under her thumb in no time.
That is unlikely. I'm not the kind of man to upstage his friend in a contest for a lady. Especially when that friend promises to break my arm. I'll catch my stroke of luck soon enough. There in Yamantau, women from all over the country have already gathered, waiting for yours truly. How about you, Demir? What made you go?
Well, at first I just went along with you guys, the colonel. But even then I thought, this is my chance to make my dream come true. A chance to see Kazakhstan, my people. But first, we must come back to Moscow, because it isn't fair. People must know that they've put up with enough. They are free. They can live outside now. What do you think about that, idiot?
I'm with you, Demir. Yet, freedom is not so simple. There was this freedom fighter, Che Guevara. He died under 40. Comrade Mao, whose book you've been perusing on the other hand, was a strict ruler but lived a long life.
Well, we should have expected that from you. Weird thing, though, is that you are called idiot.
I know, it's by his own choice. Because he's so fond of Chekhov.
Chekhov too, of course. But it's Dostoevsky for the most part, Sam, my friend.
Sure, I read the book too. It's just that I mix them up a lot. Chekhov wrote about that son of Austerlitz, a wounded officer. Powerful imagery.
You are just killing me. How about you, Uncle Sam? Got dreams?
You know, I just want to ride my board again. Spark a joint up on a beach. Catch that wave. Deep inside, under a grizzled metro dweller, there's still a relaxed Californian inside me.
Ah, get out of here!
So you know, before Dad talked me into joining the Corps, I used to wear my hair long. He told me they'd make a decent citizen out of the total disappointment that I was, and sent me to college once I was discharged. I joined, and they sent me to the Middle East.
Wow, so do you hope your guys would pick you up? I don't see them around.
Yeah, I don't hold my breath for my guys. Once this mission's over, I'll submit my discharge papers. I'll reach the ocean, and there, find a ship maybe?
Oh yeah, just imagine it. You arrive on that ship and they go like, "Ah, the Russians are coming!" You are one of us now. You don't really need to go anywhere.
At least don't put your Ushanka on. They will sink you on sight.
I won't, though I will take my balalaika with me.
Oh, come on.
Well,
This is too stupid, guys.
who has any expectations for our reception at Yamantau?
Well, your expectations, Alyosha, are quite obvious, huh? Scantily clad junior officer ladies unrolling the red carpet.
Yeah, I'm a simple guy. How about you guys?
Well, I hope they will answer a few questions. For example, if there is not a single American within hundreds of miles from Moscow, save for our friend Samuel here, why stay underground?
I'd put it a bit differently. Did you, dearest High Command gentlemen, know that we in Moscow had to spend 20 years underground?
Oh, by all means, you can ask those while I'm enjoying my briefing with the junior officer ladies, huh?
I don't know. I'm in the mood for a road trip.
Oh, we got ourselves a true traveler here.
Yeah, we will have to live and see.
You are right.
Here's one of my favorites.
Oh, nice. We also have some cattle here.
Come here, Artyom.
Yeah, just in a bit.
Listen. I had a talk with the Ark. All thanks to Tokarev. He got the decoder working. Ark, come in. Come in, Ark. Over.
This is Ark. Identify yourself. Over.
This is Colonel Sviatoslav Myonnikov speaking. I'm in command of a special operations force. We have received your signal and are currently heading your way. Do you copy? Over.
Yes. Hear you loud and clear.
Who am I talking to? How do I address you?
Deputy Chief of Communications Department, Major Ivanov. A moment.
Oh, yes, Major. I understand that the checkup is in order.
Great, Colonel. Melikov? Simply capital. I am sorry for the lack of trust, but as you know, The situation is dire and the enemy is always ready to strike. I do understand, Major, and I hope that you can tell the leadership that my people are true to their duty and will be at their full disposal as soon as we arrive. Over. Thank you for the great news. How large is your force, Colonel? I have a squad of the best operatives the Special Forces have to offer. A squad? I see. Well, this is great. Great! Yes, we are a large force, but we bring a message of extreme importance. We are heading towards you from Sector K6 Alpha. Do you have any data on enemy forces we might encounter on the way? Over. Just a moment, I have to check. K6, Alpha, you say... as far as I can see, there have been no enemy encounters reported in the area, Colonel. I regret. I must end our conversation here, but know that we are waiting for your arrival. I am making my report immediately, and I am sure the Minister of Defense will be eager to see you. This is a great honor. Thank you. Just a few words more, though. What is the general situation there, Major? Please. Colonel, sir, you do understand this is classified information. But I do understand you. We are doing fine. Do not worry. Well, see you in the Ark. Over and out. I serve the people. Over and out.
So, do you get this now, you doubting Thomas? I'm so excited my hands are still shaking.
That was some bullshit.
The minister himself! This is incredible! By the way, Artyom, you should take a look at the map. As you can see, we're heading almost straight for the Yamantau complex. Katya and Krest tell me that the line there is in decent condition. Surprising, really, taking into account the number of priority targets there. So we can hope for smooth sailing from here, and right to the very destination. It's not even that far, but our speed depends on the state of the track. So I think it's going to take us quite some time to get there. So, Yermak, where were we?
You were saying, it's all about results.
Ah, yes. These soft-bellied attitudes must stop. The ends do justify the means.
Well, I don't object. But not all ends can be called just.
Exactly. And this is why I have been waiting for a chance like this for ages. And now everything seems to be coming together. It's the government. Don't you understand?
Oh, but of course.
You don't seem to quite grasp the importance, which is unexpected, especially after the news you just heard.
Yes, well, say there is a government. So what? We spent so many years apart, so why worry now?
Ah, but don't you see? They probably knew nothing about us. With the sheer power of enemy strikes directed at Moscow, they never expected so many of us to survive. And now we get to tell them Moscow still lives! And not only that, it also preserved a functioning civilization! Do you get that? All these years we were fighting a losing battle for mere survival! And now we have a new goal!
And what would that goal be?
You don't get this, do you? The command center should have all of the command and control networks, all the intelligence. They should know where all the nukes hit, have complete fallout maps. They have everything.
Information rules the world. And Metro is chock full of people. Put 2 and 2 together, huh? We could repopulate the country. Of course, not at once. First, we might have to take the country back. But we'll be doing this under the direction of a real government. People with all the necessary skills. And in the end, we will break out of the underground dead end we are in.
It would be nice, sure. By the way, I meant to ask for some time now. How did you learn about the Yamantau bunker, Colonel?
Oh, the information about the Ark project I have is beyond a doubt. I'm saying this as a GRU officer. I had colleagues working there, preparing evacuation plans. So I've been briefed into it officially.
So, now we just have to get there. And we will. We will. The journey won't be easy, though.
We were never looking for an easy way.
Yes. I've been thinking about that for a long time. The Central Industrial District, a priority target. Katya did confirm my suspicions. The tracks might have survived partially, but the state they're in, though, is most likely terrible. I think we'll have to fix sections of the track.
I think our people can handle it. Besides, I'm sure there will be sidetracks.
What do you think could have happened in the relatively intact territories in the meantime?
That's a good question. Well, we are going to learn it pretty soon.
Yes. Yes, that we will.
So it appears to me, if you remember the very first Metro 2033, Colonel was extremely confused at the council that did not approve the mission against the Dark Ones. Now Colonel seems to put his entire trust into the government he had never even seen.
Let's talk business for a change, huh? Namely, the engine status.
All right.
Is the pump in order now?
Yes, we have fixed it.
How much time will it take to refill the water tank from now on?
Around 3 hours if we don't have to clean the filters.
Do we have any spares, just in case?
Now, another thing that I want to mention, like, they have a boiler over there, and all the fumes and smoke goes inside the driver's cabin. I don't think that's good.
There was another. How did it go? Here goes.
Не кочегары мы, не плотники. Но сожалений горьких нет, как нет. А мы монтажники, высотники, да. И с высоты вам шлем привет.
A shame. Have we got oil at least?
Not sure. We'll enough to get to Vladivostok if need be.
Well, hello, my brother in arms. Need a warm up, huh?
No, I'm good.
Well, I doubt we'd have to go that far. But at least something is in abundance. The pipes?
As I have told you already, it's high time for an overhaul. Krest and I did our best removing the line buildup, but...
Well, we just can't afford that. Are you finished with all the checks?
Looks like it. But let's have another go, just in case.
Yes, that can't hurt. Is the pump in order now?
Yes, we have fixed it.
We are approaching the Yamantau bunker, the final destination of our long journey. Direct radio contact with the bunker has completely dissolved Miller's resentment towards me for destroying our previous lives. He is eagerly anticipating the meeting with the Minister of Defense he was promised. Probably such things are important for a career officer. The people, though, are less interested. They are asking important questions. Where are the occupying forces? Why is there just wilderness and people gone wild around? What's stopping the government from restoring the country? What was being done in the last 20 years? Miller believes that we'll get all the answers. He will be pardoned, as well as Anna and I. And we will all return home to the metro.
Railcar, what's going on ahead? Over.
Everything's abandoned, but the truck is okay. Over.
Roger that. Don't go too fast, and watch out for radiation. Over.
Roger that.
I still can't believe this. We're there. Do you get this? We're finally there. This has been our goal, not for weeks or months, but for 20 years. My whole life. And it was not spent in vain. Now I know it for a fact.
Mama, look. Are we going to live here now?
I don't know. Why?
I don't like this place. It's creepy.
Shh. Don't say that.
Over, Colonel. It's getting really hot out here.
Everyone, masks on. Passengers, get inside and button up tight.
Yes, of course. Come on, Nastya.
Change of plans. We're taking the rail car from here. Wait for Artyom and me.
Roger that.
How about me? You've been dreaming to get here for so long, and are now leaving me behind? Am I your daughter or not?
All right, come with us, or else I'll never hear the end of it.
A wise decision.
Yermak, stop the engine.
Oh, it's mildly radioactive here. I'm supposed to go, right? Ooh, a new map.
Take the Aurora back to the safe zone and sit tight there.
We do this right now.
Stepan, you're in charge while I'm away. Sir, yes, sir. Great. Let's go.
Damn, they've been pounding this place. Worse than Moscow. Yeah, looks like it. You see that crater? Wonder what the yield was on that one. Looks like 100 to me. Lucky. Your guys used to have 300 and 500 ones too. Well, even 100 seems to have done okay.
Colonel, Yermak here. We're in the safe zone. Radiation nominal. Waiting for your return. Over.
Good. Miller, over and out.
I'm feeling nervous. Maybe because I know what's to come. But in general, it's rather gloomy here.
Look at all those cars. Artyom was right. People were coming here from all over the country.
And conveniently left the track free.
Came from Moscow, though. Until now.
So much time wasted.
We'll make up for that now. Well, we're almost there.
Oh, this is a bad place. Now, we shouldn't have come here. Really?
Okay, so where's my welcoming committee and red carpet? I don't get this.
Oh, see? Nobody home. How about we go back, huh? Поехали.
Look!
Identify yourself.
Colonel Miller, here to report to the Minister of Defense.
And where are your people, Colonel?
With the train.
It's dangerous outside. Contact them and tell them to take the train into the main airlock for decontamination. Welcome to the Ark, Colonel. Proceed through the tunnel and take the elevator. You'll be met inside.
See? We're expected.
Ooh. See, I never liked going underground, but this place, man, this is completely creeping me out.
Why is it so deserted here? No gun emplacements, no patrols, not even lookouts.
Why would they need any of that? A nuclear warhead couldn't take it out.
Air's clean. We can take the masks off. This place now looks kind of abandoned. What are the maintenance people thinking, I wonder?
Yeah, this place could use some cleaning at the very least. Sam, idiot, you know what? No need for us all to crowd the government, so you two better stay with Krest.
Yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
Nothing to read in here?
Quiet.
Your accent is what's spooky here. Well, if push comes to shove, you'll have to pretend to be a mute hero. Look, Sam, the locks here are just like in D6. I can open them with a nail.
The whole thing looks a lot like D6. No imagination.
Did you at least prepare a speech? Reporting to the minister is no joke.
Ah, get off my case. I pulled an all-nighter.
Don't you feel like you should say something to Artyom now?
Yes, you were right, Artyom. And I was wrong. Thanks for not giving up. Here goes nothing.
Before I go inside, can I save? I can't save right now. And if I exit the elevator? Still cannot. But I do not want to go in there right now. It is a time when we're about to finish the episode, and I feel like it would be wise, having my knowledge curse that I have, to make a break right now and leave the rest of this chapter for the complete episode. For now, I'd like to say thank you for staying with me. I hope you enjoy my company and my gameplay, all this roaming around the rail car, talking to people, and that kind of stuff. If that was the case, then by all means leave me a like and subscribe to the channel, or otherwise let me know down in the comments what I can improve for you. I hope to see you next time. Have a nice day out there, and bye.